So for me, it was a long process. I was a doubter. I was actually in a V group for over a year before I ever stepped foot in church. Never believed, but the Spirit of God was wooing me, obviously, or else I wouldn't have gone back to group every week. I was just very bitter with the world. I had been chasing very strongly after the world. I was very materialistic, very self-centered, chasing after everything that the world, particularly our American culture, said we have to chase. And then on September 21st, 2014, I heard the gospel for the first time and gave my life to Jesus. Just like when Jesus changed my heart and I got saved, Jesus also changed my thoughts on generosity. I went from being very self-centered to very self-giving. I just found so much more joy in giving all that I had, whether that been financially, time-wise, energy, talents. I just wanted to give it all to Jesus. When it comes to generosity in my life, God has given me the conviction to always meet a need. No matter what that need is, I always want to be able to put myself in a financial position to say yes. I think that 1 John lays this out very clearly for us. But if anyone has the world's good and sees his brother in need, yet closes his heart against him, how can God's love abide in him? Little children, let us not love in word or in talk, but in deed and in truth. I think that words are important, but I think God really calls us to action. I want every part of who I am, what God has given me, to be a ministry. Whether that be through having people over at my house, hosting a V group, being energetic, connecting well with other people, even going out and having fun times with my friends on my boat. I want to view every aspect and everything that God has given me as a joyful gift of the Lord. I think when it comes to sacrificing, we just have it so wrong. I think that our view of sacrifice is that we're giving up something. I don't even view the things that I have to change in my life as a sacrifice. Practically for me, that means that I have stayed at my same basic budget since I've started working, even though that God has been so generous to give me promotions and increase my margin to be generous. I always just want to maintain that same basic lifestyle that just gives me the ability to just be more generous. As God has stirred me towards generosity, I've just seen Him work in such powerful ways. I can just think of one really great example that I have that I honestly don't feel like it cost me anything, but made such a world of difference to others. Working through our homeless ministry about 2 years ago, I got to help some people that had just a terrible experience on the street where they were attacked, where the wife was almost sexually assaulted, and I just had the privilege of being able to provide them a place to stay for a couple of days. For me, it seemed like it cost me nothing, but for them, it was just so impactful. I think when we talk about generosity, we're so quick to just think about the short-term impacts instead of the long-term. We think of, what am I going to cut out this week or this month? And I think we really need to turn our focus into, what are the major lifestyle changes that we can make that have years of impact and decision? Whether that's buying a new car or buying a new house, deciding to live with friends or living in a smaller place. These are the things that can make the long-term margin, that just allow us to be so much more generous. If God isn't really truly changing our hearts, and if it isn't joyous for us to give, then God is not honored or glorified by that. I think we really need to have a change of heart, Lord, and just pray, Lord, that He would just naturally make us more generous.